Hi, this is Wishup, and this is your September 2015 reading. If you are an earth sign or have a lot of concentration of planets in earth signs, or if you're earth focused, meaning that you're doing stuff this month to do with health, to do with your finance, to do with your working life, that kind of thing. So could be your home as well. So in that case, this reading is for you. Let's talk a little bit about the astrology for the month. I'm going to hit just the kind of the big stuff. Venus is going direct in Leo on September 6th. It's been retrograde, which has given us all a chance to look at what we really value. What do we truly find beautiful and worthwhile in the area of love and money? So that going direct again, I think, is going to influence us. On September 13th, there is a new moon in Virgo. It is a partial solar eclipse. New moons give us a chance to make new intentions. This time of year, the sun is in Virgo, and already Jupiter is in Virgo for basically a 13-month stay. So there's a lot of energy around making physical changes. So it could be dietary changes, it could be work changes, it could be all that stuff. But there's support for planning it, but maybe you don't want to pull the trigger on anything too dramatic just yet. But you definitely want to be putting the little pieces in place. That's for sure being indicated. The new moon partial eclipse, solar eclipse in Virgo, eclipses come in pairs. So its bookend is on September 27th. And it's a full moon lunar eclipse in Aries. So Virgo can be about service to others, and Aries can be about service to self. And I think there can be some confusion that service to self is somehow a worse thing to do. That if you are to live in joy and to pursue your own ends, that is naturally a bad thing to do. And I don't think that's true. I actually think you're given the desires you have and the things that you really want to do, that is part of your purpose. So the idea that you have to define service in a very narrow set of ways that society says, oh, well, if it's not with a 501c3 nonprofit, or if it doesn't come with specific volunteer hours weekly, or it doesn't look like this, or it doesn't look like that, it's not service, it's not helping people. And I don't think that is at all true. I think the first way you help people is by being healthy, happy, and self-actualized yourself. And then there can be so many ways that you help people, even ways you're not even aware of. So I think that this tension of September 13th's new moon partial solar eclipse in Virgo, and then the full moon lunar eclipse in Aries, the full moon on the 27th, giving us a chance to eclipse out things from our life, will say if there are areas where you are doing quote-unquote service for other people that you don't feel as passionate about as you used to, your ideas have changed, you're doing it more out of obligation or because you've always done it, but it's not the place of your joy, and you're sort of tied up in it, so you're not liberated to go forward in other stuff. I think that's kind of what this full moon lunar eclipse is going to allow you to visit. Also, on September 17th, Jupiter in Virgo is in opposition to Neptune in Pisces. And this particular axis I think of as an axis of healing. You may already be dealing with healing issues. You may have wanted to heal yourself or do more healing or get involved in some kind of therapies, anything like that, because of the sun in Jupiter in Virgo. Neptune in Pisces, that very deep wisdom, deep, says, don't forget the emotional healing. Pisces is about unconditional love, and it says, you can do as much as you want on the outside, but you have to take care of the inside too. And forgiveness and reconciliation and letting yourself be washed clean of regrets and bad feelings is very important to the healing process. So on the 17th, while I'm sure people will be talking about the opposition and the tension, I like to focus on the fact there is an entire spectrum of healing, and you can go visit a part that might not be as natural for you, especially if you're really in the earth sign. Maybe going to the water sign is compatible, but you don't do it that much. Let yourself visit it. Let yourself get that emotional healing. You deserve it. And so do other people in your life. On the 17th, Mercury will also go retrograde in Libra. Obviously, Mercury retrograde can deal with issues of communication and logistics and electronics and all that stuff. But I think being retrograde in Libra says, what do you need for your peace of mind? What do you need for harmony? If you're engaged in electronic communications, social media, busy, buzzy, rating this, thumbs up this, thumbs down that, and it's wearing you out, or it's you're feeling disturbed by it, you're feeling upset about it, you're feeling drained by it, this is a time to examine that. Also, to make sure, if you're earthy minded, that you just put in place during Mercury retrograde the things you need for peace of mind. So there might be, I need a certain amount of groceries in my cupboard, and then if everything else goes wrong or my car breaks down, I can survive that. So you might have ideas of what you need for peace of mind. This is really asking you, get down to those essentials. Just like Venus in retrograde in Leo was saying, what do you really love? Get down to that. Okay, the Sun is going to go into Libra on the 23rd. Then on the 24th, Mars is going to go into Virgo. So I think what's going to happen is you may feel a little bit of intensity around getting stuff done. And Saturn on the 17th is also going to move into Sagittarius. So the 17th is a big day. Saturn, being the Lord of Karma, I think is saying, we're going to blaze a trail in Sagittarius. We're going to do new things, but we have to bring the old ones to a close honorably. So that's, again, that healing. Let's wrap it up. If we have to get rid of old obligations that no longer fit, let's do that in a loving and honorable way. And then it's full speed ahead. We're all ready to go into whatever that new future looks like. So try not to be too impatient about getting all the pieces of your plan together, because things are liable to change. But if you put in place a few small things, you're probably going to see results from that, and you're going to feel really satisfied. So I chose the Hoi Polloi Tarot. It's traditional but bold and fun. So let's see what we've got. 5 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, 4 of Swords in reverse. Okay. The thing to note is that every other sign has also gotten the Ace of Pentacles this month. I'm using 4 different decks for each sign or element, and they've all gotten the Ace of Pentacles, and that's because this is such a fabulous month to make new starts. This new moon of intentions in Virgo is a great time to make new starts on anything that you want to see concretely change in your health, in your finance, in your real estate, all those sort of earthy areas. So that is just, it's a gimme. 5 of Wands can point to competitive enterprise. Now, this can be competition that brings out the best in you and that's fun and that feels like play. Or it can be competition where you feel like you're taking lumps and you actually kind of want to run away and lick your wounds. It's a time to look at the areas in your life where you're dealing with other people in joint projects, joint goals, joint missions, and saying, do I feel bruised at the end of this, or do I feel enlivened? Am I getting stronger from this, or am I feeling taxed and sort of hurt? So look at that. That's really being indicated too by the whole Virgo Aries eclipse axis anyway. So this is a good time to look at it. The kind of competition that makes you feel strong and good. You're a valued person and you're enjoying the process of having your game raised by other people. It's great. But where it feels bruising or harmful or hurtful, that's a thing to look at eclipsing out, possibly on September 27th. 4 of Swords. Now, I look at reverses not necessarily as saying no, like this would be don't rest if I was looking at it that way. But I look at reverses sometimes as a need for an inner focus. And when the earth energy gets really ramped up, and it's got a lot of fire behind it right now, there can be an urge to get very, very busy right away. This is saying this month you still have a need to quiet the mind. You still have a need for deep reflection. Sometimes this character is seen in some decks as being dead, but often it's also seen as wounded and recuperating. So this is saying, you know, even though September you're going to start feeling like you're ready to do stuff, let that planning unfold and let that healing and rest unfold, and let your mind be quiet. Don't let the ramp up of a million plans and a million to-dos start to drive you crazy. Part of the last few months has been about prioritizing. What do I care about most? That short list is the one you need to care about. And for the rest of the time, focus on rest and recuperation and emotional healing and forgiveness if you need it or you need to grant it. Emotionally releasing situations you need to get rid of. All of that stuff in September is really favored, and you're going to feel so light and ready to move, I think. So in order to balance out the strong, earthy, and fiery energy, I picked an oracle card from the Art Through the Eyes of the Soul Oracle. So it's got this beautiful watery stuff, and there are lots of great watery pictures. So let's see what we have. Oh, look at that. Guard and protect the sacred waters of life. So when I think of the waters and I talk about the watery signs, they are very artistic. I'm going to just put this down. I hope you can still see it. They're very artistic. They're very healing. They're full of deep wisdom that can be faster than thought. Sometimes these deep hurts, these deep things which have to bubble to the surface can be uncomfortable. But if you let them bubble to the surface and you can express them creatively, artistically, in some way like that, you can really feel, you know, very healed and very revitalized by them. So I'm saying not only do I see the sacred waters of life, so be sure and get in touch with that watery energy this month. Let yourself be artistic. Let yourself be a little bit of a dreamer. You know, the Four of Swords can be about rest and dreaming. Let yourself dream. And I'm going to read this. This says, Benedicta Viridius, the Blessed Green. Benedicta, okay, I'm going to look her up because I have never pulled this card before, which is always kind of fun. Okay, the expanded meaning of this is go deep into the holy well of your subconscious. You have the power to heal and regenerate. Water was venerated because it bubbled up from the body of the goddess and was believed to contain her wisdom and healing powers. The guardians of the holy well would perform the ritual dressing of the well with flowers as a sign of devotion. In this painting, the Druid priestess holds the green grail of regeneration in front of one of those old Cornish shrines. The ancient alchemists considered green the color of divinity. Green is, of course, also the color that we associate with the earth signs too, because it's the color of nature and ripeness. So these browns and these greens, and autumn is coming. And autumn tends to be, if you're earthy centered or an earth sign, actually a very enlivening sign. It's a sign where everybody else is like, oh no, winter, and the earth signs are like, this is great. They feel alive in that crisp air of autumn, certainly here in the northern hemisphere. Anyway, hopefully you find this useful and interesting. I think you're set to have a great, beautiful healing month full of progress as you sort of head ever more in the direction of your dreams. So rock on with your bad selves. Until next time, bye.